Alrighty, folks. Good evening, and welcome to my stream. I am Ashton, representing the Final Fantasy community here on the Impact Gaming community Switch, and I have been streaming probably for a few months now, I think. And we are playing Final Fantasy 11. And if you are peering into my drop pool here, you'll see I just got full drops on Leaping Lizzie, which is super awesome. So I figured I'd start a few minutes early since I got some money in the bank here, which I really did need. I'm going to be trying to play Ninja pretty soon, and I know that tools are going to be very expensive as I go through the process. So it's good to get a little bit of cash on the way in. The boots really won't be that helpful to me on Ninja. Honestly, they're really just great for like a few of the DD jobs. I mean, they're great. They're good for Ninja. You know, it's not to say that they're not. I think the lower level stuff is sort of hamstrung because there really aren't a lot of great gear options, and leaping boots just kind of fit the bill, I guess, for that really good piece of gear in that slot. Because there really is nothing else that comes even remotely close to being that good. So you're stuck with them. You're just stuck with leaping boots, and that's pretty much what you get. All right. All right. Let's promote the stream on the Discord and get started tonight. So, if you've seen the to-do list on the screen there, I'm going to wait for a few people to pop in before I start to really chat up. And in the meantime, I'm going to do my my buys and whatnot. I'm going to buy a few things here. Let's take an inventory. So we need deltas. Let's check food. Carp sushi will be good for the evening, assuming we don't die. And there's a couple of things I just need to sort of NPC, I think. I've been around the world a lot these past couple of days. I haven't really had time to stop by and empty my inventory, so that is a thing that I will be doing very, very soon. Alright, so we are good on promoting for now. Oh boy, this little adventure over here is fighting a bomb. I got it down. That's good. That's scary stuff. Fighting bombs at low level. Really, fighting bombs at any level is kind of a crazy thing. Guess we're gonna have to go see how much leaping boots actually go for. So we're gonna have to go to the auction house. Buy a few things, sell a few, NPC a few things, I guess, and then we'll get started on our adventure. So I've been writing this beast guide. If you guys have been watching my stream, you're well aware of it. But I'm writing this beast guide for Eden, mostly because some of the guides out there kind of didn't do a good job of explaining how the camps that do work on Eden work, but also some of the mob positions on the DSP server emulator are different than retail, just enough that some of the old camps just don't work at all. So I've been spending the past, I would say, 3 months or so developing a guide that worked for us. And when I hit level 74, I went back to the well on some of my resources, and I really found that once again, there were not great camps at this level range. So, oh, that's nice. That Rider Sword is worth almost 3k. How much leaping boots done the NPC? 111 gil. Isn't that sad? It's really sad. Alright, so we are going to put those... We're going to put those up on the auction house since we just got them. And and hope they sell pretty quick. I don't know how many boots are actually up. Let's go and see. Lately, there hasn't been a whole lot of stuff out there. But let's see. These are way down at the bottom of the list. So, leaping boots. There are no pairs of leaping boots up, and the last pair sold for 500K. So we're gonna shoot for a little higher than that. Let's not get too greedy, huh? There you go. If you're looking to buy a pair of leaping boots, I've got them up for 525. I don't like making things jump 50K. That to me is crazy. The amount of effort you actually have to put into that camp is minimal when you have wide scan. So, and everyone else there was AFK. So I didn't really. I had competition sort of present, but not really at the computer, which was good to know that they're not just botting it. Okay, so because we're doing some XP camps, we're gonna need to buy some pet food. Normally, I just look for the cheapest, and it almost always ends up being the deltas, about 2K or so. So I will be going back to that well. Let's try to see if we can find something a little cheaper than the 1910 that's up. We got them for 1800. There's always lots of stacks of delta up. I think it's probably a skill up item. I really don't know, but the auction house is never ever in short supply of delta. The other biscuits are good. The Zeta is great. I don't exactly know how much it heals because I've never actually bought a stack of it, but if they're 3 tiers below here, I would say probably like 1,000. And that's with all my reward bonus gear, obviously. I have lots of gear that gives reward bonus. I like to have 5 stacks of it when I go out. I like to buy 5 stacks. I usually have 2 or so on me, just for random stuff. I'm just going to see if there's a pair of ogre gloves up on the auction house. There's not. I need to buy these for my reward set. I'm just going to have them made, which I haven't gotten around to yet, despite it being a relatively simple thing to get together. I just haven't done it. All right. Now, I'm bidding all about the way I organize my inventory. I'm sure there are others that are like that. And I just like to keep my inventory nice and clear. Put everything in my MOG safe, because this does count as gear. It's swappable equipment. Ammo that can be stored. Alrighty. And we're going to dump those lizard skins and those crystals in my MOG safe too, which is where I like to store them. And when I get stacks, I send them off to my mule, who's pretty full on crystals at the moment. So we will see how tonight's going to go. So let me take a look. I think the first thing on the list here is going to be to try show you guys the Boyata tree camp for level 74 to 75. Now, in the past, there are some guides that suggest a number of Boyata tree camps. None of them actually worked on Eden, which is why I'm doing the work that I'm doing. But the problem that I ran into as a result of even that was the camp I found really is not that ideal. It's not great, so I don't like it that much. I'm going to show you why I don't like it so much, and you're probably going to agree with me that it's a shit tier camp. Which is why on my chart, I believe I already gave it a B score. I'm going to take a quick peek at that because I know I gave it a pretty bad score. It's a B camp. But it's better than the Den of Rancor camp, which I gave a C+ to, because it's just way too annoying to deal with. The Mandies that are there in the room that they are, they're aggro pets. The lizards, thankfully, don't aggro. But you can get huge links on your pets, which really sucks a lot. And the pets also link, the prey also link. But the cool thing about the prey, all right, is that, now I don't know why this thing is, why I'm wearing this thing. I should not be wearing this thing. I should just be putting on my Beast Jack coat. Oh, you know what? It's probably because I switched gear and I had 0 HP for a second. All right. So we need to get, I forgot to grab Signet. Shoot, that's the one thing I needed to get. And I'm not going to the right zone for that. I need to go to south. It's quicker. Actually, do we own Lead to Lore? We might own Lead to Lore. I may just be able to get it out there. Let's see. If Sandy owns Lead to Lore, I'll get it at the, Yep, we do. Alright, I'll get it at the outpost. That saves me from running multiple zones. Alrighty. So what we'll do is we'll cast Re-Raise now, so that I have it up for the next hour. And this is going to make sure that my swap works and everything. So my Gaudy Harness should swap in when I have less than 50 MP. It does. And when I hit 50 MP, it will either return me into my idle gear body piece, which is the Beast Jackcoat, or it will put me into my Aubergine if I'm engaged in combat. So Ishida Cast has some really interesting script stuff. This is a very, very simple script. I mean, it's just built into, it just detects whether I'm engaged or I'm idle. And that's pretty much that. So we're going to remove Anon. Alright, we're going to get Signet, because we own this region, which is awesome. Do not want to set my home point here. That is unnecessary. Now, the camp we're going to, it's not high risk if you know sort of the ins and outs of it. And I have a pretty detailed write-up in my notes section on the chart about how to do this camp, but I'm going to walk you through it. I wanted to just capture on video because it was really complicated to write. And as I reread it today, I rewrote parts of it, thinking, all right, this wasn't clear. This is a little clearer now. But there's something in just kind of seeing the camp and how it works. So when we get there, first thing we're going to do is we're going to do sort of a dry run through and talk about the camp in general, and then we're actually going to do it. And while we're doing the dry run, we're going to make sure that we have our pets converted to EM. I've had to do this the last couple of days because I don't know why. I'm assuming that it's because people are killing the saplings there to try to pop Lashonki, but I haven't seen Lashonki myself. And I've been at this camp for a long time, so I mean it's barely 4K an hour. Let's put it that way. It's pretty bad for Beastmaster, especially when you consider the Colibri camp can pump out 8 to 9K an hour with a band on, 6,500 to 7K an hour without it. You know, depending on your speed, of course. You know, you can't move too quickly in some of those TOA camps because you're dealing with sort of 4 mobs in rotation. If you move too fast, you're going to just lose your chain because you're not giving respawns enough time to sort of come back. 3 mobs is certainly too few in most areas, with the exception of the Jagals, which are just beefy mobs. The Colibris die so quickly you need to have 4, absolutely. And there are great camps for the Colibris for Beastmaster Solo. I had absolutely 0 issue in those camps. The only exceptions sort of being that the pets there all linked. So the bees linked by sight in the lower level Colibri camp. That was easy to deal with because you could just sort of snag a bee when it sort of floated away from the hive. No big deal. The last Colibri camp, which was the mid-tier ones, that one was a little trickier because the pets there are 3 leeches that all kind of sit near each other in a pool. So we used a little bit of a workaround with stay and leave to kind of make it so that if you ever had to, when you recharm, your other pet is still making its way back to the lake, and you only got to deal with 1 potential link instead of 2. And because you convert them all to EM, it doesn't really matter. You can charm the first one, stay, leave it, keep running, charm the next pet, and just go right back into combat. So we were able to do some workarounds with that. Here, the workarounds for safety are going to be using the sick command appropriately. Normally, I would just fire it off at the beginning of battle to get it on cooldown, and the moment my pet gets 1,000 TP, it's going to use a random weapon skill. There's a couple of points here, particularly in battles 3 and 4, where you cannot do that because you are sandwiched between mobs that are very close by. And the Sprout pets use Sprout Spin, which is 15 Yalm AoE. And 15 Yalms all around you, you know, a 30 is 15 diameter. of a circle, 30 around basically, is very hard to get in a small space like the one you're going to see. It's not impossible. It's not impossible, but it is difficult. So in some of those cases, for those particular battles, you're just going to be relying on melee. And the pros of that are safety, obviously, but the cons of that are another weapon skill that the saplings use is slumber powder. And slumber powder, slumber powder is not so great, I gotta tell you. It's really, really not. I don't know why it's not switching back to my other piece of gear. I have to look at why that is, but I think maybe when I zoned, I borked something. So one of the things I tried to do to sort of deal with the sleep problem is cast bar sleepra, which I don't have on my bar here on my PC, so I'm going to add it really quick. The problem with bar sleepra is it doesn't do jack shit. it's really not that great. And just for 1 second, I'm going to check my my Beastmaster script here to make sure that everything is sort of hunky-dory here. So if my sub job is /white mage or red mage, and my MP is less than 50, it puts on my Gaudy harness if I'm engaged. Otherwise, it puts on my Herbergian. And the rest of my TP set, if I'm resting, it puts it on. If I'm idle, it should put on my Beast Jack Coat. So let's see. When I hit 50 MP, it should put on my Beast Jack Coat because the script did in fact load, and it was working just fine on my laptop. So I don't know why it's not working here now. I'm wondering if it's because I removed a particular bar from the equation here. So I'm going to put that back really quick and just double check it. So we're going to save. And we're going to try to reload Ashita here real quick. Did we save this properly? I don't even know that we saved it properly, to be honest with you. Alright, I think we did. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really want to work. It seems to not want to work for whatever reason. But we got to get it to work before we engage engage in combat here. Alright, so I switched it again to just detect white mage subjob. Let's see if it'll work that way. And all it's supposed to do is put my other piece of gear on when I hit 50, so that it's aware that, yeah, I'm good on MP. It doesn't seem to want to fire off for whatever reason. So that's a problem. I don't know why that doesn't work. It really should. Let's see if it puts on my my Herbergian when I engage. Nope, it doesn't do that either. Okay, we're gonna have to fix something about it. I don't know what needs to be fixed exactly, but we're gonna have to try to fix it. Let's try this. See if this fixes it. Nope, doesn't seem to want to work. That's a problem. Again, I got this working on my laptop just fine. I don't know why it doesn't want to work here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download the file again, because I feel like it really should have worked by now. And we've replaced the file. And we did switch our subjob, so yeah, it should be working. It doesn't want to work, so that's a major problem. I'm gonna take a quick peek at my gear here. I wish I wasn't doing this on the stream, because I know that it's not that interesting. P job equals beast / white mage. Okay. Let's see if this works. Nope, doesn't want to work. It's really, really interesting because it works just fine on my PC. Yeah, what it's well, on my laptop, what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to switch my gear when my gaudy harness no longer is giving me refresh. That's the whole point of it, and it was working really well before, and now it is not. So I'm really, really confused as to why it's not working. I also have to make sure my macros are set up for camping again, because when I do stuff otherwise, I end up commenting a bunch of stuff out and whatnot. I'm really just making sure that all of this is if statement properly. I mean, it's loading, so I clearly got it to work before. I do not know why it's not working at this particular moment. It really ought to be. Less than 50. Yeah, 50. Cope the body and gaudy harness. If my sub job is white mage or red mage. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working. Let's just try it with white mage sub on both. Yeah, something's weird. Something's weird. Anyway, we're gonna head up to camp. We do need to fix that problem before we actually engage. And Aquarius is up. We might be in for a little bit of a treat here because we can kill him. We can absolutely kill Aquarius. We're gonna have him running all throughout the Boyata tree, but we can absolutely kill him. So I think that we will try. So what I first need to do is, yeah, it's supposed to switch my gear out, man. Something's not right about this thing. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't work. It's just keeping it on, and it should be switching to my it should be switching to my other piece of gear. So I don't know what's up with that. We're gonna have to keep working on it because we can't really afford for that not to work now that we have it. In order to make this camp work, you absolutely need to have a gaudy harness. There's like no question about it. You absolutely need to have it. It does not work otherwise. And you'll see what the reason is for that when we get there as well. Maybe I need to, I didn't need to capitalize anything before. But I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try it. We're going to cast Stone Skin. It's really interesting because, like I said before, we got this to work just fine. Alright, so it just swapped on our gaudy harness. You saw that? We got below 50 MP. It swapped on our gaudy harness for us, which is great. And when we hit 50 MP, it should take it off. So let's hope that actually works. I'm going to sit here and just make sure that it works that way. I should have used a spell that perhaps costs a bit less MP. Should have just re-sneaked myself or something. all I did was capitalize white mage, WHM, on the thing. So that was different. Alright. Alright, so we're going to hang out here because we want to make sure that the script works. We know when I rest, it also puts on the gaudy harness by default. It's in my resting set. So we're just about 15 seconds away from making sure that works. Should put on my beast jack coat when I hit 50 MP. Let's see. It did not switch that on, so that's new. All right. All right, I've got one more idea here. All right, let's recast sneak. Let's see what happens this time. I'm gonna reload it. Yeah, this absolutely has to work. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a core again, and we're gonna familiar it. It's pretty much how this is gonna go. We need to make sure our refresh works here too, because we're not going to be really engaged with Aquarius. All right, it didn't switch. It didn't switch our stuff on again, so that's kind of a shame. Yeah, I'm perplexed. I'm really perplexed why this is doing this at this moment in time. Again, I really have no idea why it's doing this at all. It shouldn't be doing this. Usually I change the script and it works just fine. Alright, let's... What's my idle gear? My idle gear doesn't have a body piece, I don't think. No, it doesn't. What's going to take me under 50 MP? I need to use 24 MP for something. Stone skin is 29, so that's pretty close. We're trying to figure out why our Ashita cast does not work at the moment. It's not switching our gear properly. So we're just sort of messing around with that. It should be switching us out of our gear. Like, there's no reason that it shouldn't be. We're just idle. We're idling. I can see it right there on my screen that if I'm idle, if my sub job is white mage and my MP is less than 50, I should be wearing the gaudy harness. Yeah, this is interesting. What if we try to comment something out here? Let's try to do it like this. Let's remove this part of it. Let's see if that loads. All right, let's see. Now we're going to cast Sneak. See if it works this time. All right. And once we get to 50 MP, it should put our Beast Jack coat back on. Should, in theory. There it goes. Yep. Okay, so that worked. I had to remove this the sub job part of it, which is really odd to me. Okay, so we're gonna look for a Corrigan, the biggest Corrigan we can find. We're gonna send it at Aquarius, and then he's probably gonna run up here, which is fine. It's gonna give me more pets to work with. But the Corrigan is the strongest pet you could find up here. Still not strong enough to take out Elder Gobus, unfortunately, because I tried that and it did not work very well. Yeah, this Corrigan is still EM because I said so. Alright. So we got our Corrigan. And we're going to... It's going to be a little treat here, guys. We're going to kill Aquarius, assuming no one else has entered the biota tree. Nikami and Nikki... Yeah, well, he might be here trying to do it. We'll see. He's in my link shell. But I didn't see anybody down there, so let's find out. I should be able to make it all the way down there on a single sneak, so that'll be good. Yep, there it goes. Flipping my gear on, so that's good. It was weird because when I was on Thief sub job, it was working just fine. So something about it detecting my sub job screwed it up. It's something that we'll have to look into later when we have more time. Right now we're sort of on a crunch. We want to get down here and start to fight Aquarius. And we're gonna just sort of monitor his health, and if this Corrigan can't take him out, we'll just run up here and try to grab another pet. Hopefully he sort of paths his way to me and doesn't do weird shit like come up through the floor. Because if he hits me while I'm running with sneak, I'm gonna aggro the entire biota tree. This is such a playground area, I refer to I use that word a lot. It's just a lot of mobs and pets, and you can kind of mix and match a little bit, but unfortunately it really got phased out significantly when the Treasures About Urgon stuff came about. It's not well, there's a treasure coffer if anyone's looking for it. It's right here in the second room if you want it. Yeah, because the XP bonus out in treasures areas is just good because we have the Astral Condescence all the time in Alzabi, and it's giving the full 15% XP bonus. So it's really hard to say like, oh yeah, well, who wouldn't want a fucking full XP bonus all the time, you know? Like, of course you do. Of course you want that. So it's gonna switch our Gaudy harness back on for refresh. We got a really shitty sneak, but that's okay. I mean, it is and it isn't because we kind of want to... We're going to need to rest. We're also going to need to keep Blink and Stone Skin out. I don't know how long this fight's going to take either. There's Aquarius. I'm going to have to engage him from an angle where I'll be able to recast Sneak without completely aggroing the entire world. Alright, so there's our dude. He's off to the races. We're going to cast Stone Skin and whatnot. And Blink. And the Gaudy Harness stops you at 50, but you only need 49 to get Stone Skin and Blink up. So I find that pretty cool. And this Corrigan is... I don't want him to come over here, really. This Corrigan is, he's familiared, so I'm not worrying about duration here. I just want to see how well he does against this thing, and I think he solos it by himself. I'm pretty sure. We'll see how big Scissors and whatnot does against him, but chances are, if I pull him somewhere like up here, I'll probably be okay to engage with him. He just knocked out my Stone Skin. He didn't. It was about 300 damage or so. The Corrigan took 200. I took a little bit more. But our Corrigan's doing great. 85 to 73. I guess a tough familiar Corrigan will take him out. Now I don't know what level this Corrigan is. I don't have the check plugin installed on this one, which tells you the exact level. But so far, so good. We want to make sure that we keep the refresh effect in active as often as we can. And my wife has asked me what I want for dinner. Yeah, this seems like a pretty safe area. If I knew it was going to be this easy, I would have said, you know what? I'll come slash thief. I know that for next time. And I haven't even used reward yet, so yeah, and the Corrigan has strength down right now, so every 2 hours I could do this. The Corrigans don't have any AoEs other than sleep as well, which is fine. And it's great to know that there's just, there's just like a pet in here that just kills this thing, with a familiar. So that's awesome. So we've got a member in my link show who wants the axe. So if he can get here before it dies, he can certainly have it. We're gonna have to hold it for a minute or so. We'll see if we can do that. I may want to recast Stone Scan and blink just for the timer of it all. I'm gonna have him fight. Take it down a little lower. Now the Corrigan will counterattack, so we've got to be careful about getting it down too low. I think we'll be alright. I think we'll make it. I really want to hold it so this guy gets the axe. But even if I lose the Corrigan, it's not a huge deal because I could probably take him out. Let me do a little more damage just to ensure that is a thing. good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we'll have a reward here. It'll be fine. We got to make sure the Corrigan doesn't counter. Well, you know, we can't guarantee the Corrigan's not going to counter, so... We're not holding it for any time purposes, like to adjust its time of death or anything. We're just holding it because we were trying to get our Link Show member to zone into the Boyata tree to lot the axe if it drops, so... I want to say it drops all the time. The problem is the Corrigan does counterattack, so if he counters and kills Aquarius, we're kind of screwed. Their counterattack percentage is really low. But yeah, he's got to get here before the Corrigan dies, ideally, because I'm sure I can do 1% to Aquarius. I'm not, like, panicking about that. And in 40 seconds, I can reward again. He's not going to kill the Corrigan in that time. Unless he crits like 3 times in a row. He seems to miss a lot. Which is good, because then he won't counter. So yeah, we're good. We'll just pop another reward here and seal the deal. Yeah, we'll be fine. Don't counterattack, Corrigan. Don't counterattack. Not actually sure that he will unless he's engaged either, and right now he's on heal mode, so he's not going to attack. Alright, he's almost here. I'm gonna wait for him to zone in here, and then set the Corrigan to attack here. Alright, he's zoned in. Real good. Alright. We've done our good deed for the day. We can let this Corrigan do what he wants now. Alrighty. So we're gonna need a new sneak before we make the climb up here. We had our re-raise up, so you know we weren't. You could probably do it with 2 Corrigans without too much trouble if you drag them up there. It's not really that far. I mean, it's far, but it's not like you're dragging them all the way to Dragon's Area or something. So there you go. We sold Aquarius on a stream and got somebody an axe. And we're going to disband the party since we don't share XP. And it's going to swap us into our Beast Jack coat right about now. So, yep, script is working on the Gaudy harness swap, which is great because we need that. I had it wrapped in an if statement that if my sub job was white mage or red mage, that it would switch stuff about. Surprised someone popped it and didn't kill it. Or tell someone in their link shell, hey, come kill this thing, because, you know, it's money mob. The cloth is probably still like 80 to 100k. It's easy money. It was the easiest solo job I ever did. I grabbed a mob, used my 2-hour ability, and then sicked it, and it was easy as pie, so... All right, so let's get back on track. We're doing the Boyata tree camp. We're going to be fighting saplings versus saplings with the occasional bark spider if they're level appropriate. If they're level appropriate. So what we're talking about is the bark spiders there are 75 to 79. So everything up to level 77 will con tough to us, and everything higher than that will be a VT. So we've got a 3 in 5 chance of finding an appropriate level bark spider to fight. If they're VT, we skip past them. It's mostly we're going to be skipping past them. And the camp is just right up ahead here. And we'll do, like I said before, a quick dry run. I could have grabbed a core. It didn't really matter. The Corrigans are closer. And we ended up getting a tough Corrigan, which was great. These range 72 to 75, so they're pretty good pets. One of the old classic camps was Corrigan versus these Elder Gobus. For whatever reason, the Elder Gobus on this server have way too much health. They're much better for duo, and I would say come here at level 72 if you're going to duo them, because they go up to level 77. They should have been easier, 74 versus a 75, 76, or 77 mob, but for whatever reason, they were not. Okay, so this is the first problem that we have. These saplings, one of them should be EM, because I was converting them to EM earlier in the day, but somebody has come through here and killed them. So now this camp is not set up, and that's kind of a problem because the respawns here are 16 minutes. Also, I don't know why these guys are trying to kill me. Saplings are usually pretty easy to charm, so to see double charm fail is surprising. I doubt it will be a third. And you got to take the first batch of these guys pretty far outside their spawn zone in order to convert them. You got to take them past these little trees here, from my observations. The other ones, not the same. But these guys, you got to take them right about here. And we're going to convert both of them. So they take 16 minutes to respawn, so it's a real pain in the butt. And you want to get at least one of them EM. That's kind of the idea. So you can just pair them up, because they spawn right next to each other, so, you know, just match them up. Real easy. Wow. I'm shocked. I want to take note that I do have like 105 charisma. I have 107 charisma without food. So to mischarm saplings, when I didn't mischarm the Corrigan, which was tough to me, and also has resist charm, is a little mind-blowing. So we're going to blow our DS here. Oh, we died. Okay, well, we got re-raise up. I got double attacked on that one. And double crit as well. Isn't that fun? It's tons of fun, guys. Love it when the game screws you over like that. So the problem now... the problem now is... I'm not going to try to... Well, I could still try to convert them all week. It's not a big deal. I'm just going to need to put buffs up, which is what I should have done earlier anyway. But I didn't. Because I said, you know what? I know what I'm doing. And the game will always screw you over when you think you know what you're doing. So, yeah, people come through here and kill the saplings. Now, I don't know why, because... First of all, their loot pool isn't what it's supposed to be. They don't drop fruit seeds. They don't drop tree and bulbs if you care about those. They drop pamamas, pebbles, and something else that I reported on the GitHub today. Their loot pool is just completely wrong. I don't understand how we ever got that loot pool. It's a conundrum to me. But anyway, we want to keep these kind of close in time, so we're going to need to wait for... a little bit of MP. How you doing, Shinkas? Alright. We're going to need 12 MP to cast Sneak. This is kind of a pain in the ass. I should have come out here a little earlier just to check. but I was rushing home from my hygienist, so I did not have time to come and make sure this camp was set up. And from what I've noticed, people are killing the first 4 saplings in here, so I think it is for the Lv.74 bulb. I have not seen that NM pop. I've been in here for over 3 hours at 4K an hour, getting XP here, and I haven't seen one. So I don't know that, well, I'm assuming Lv.74 exists. He's just not around. All right, so we've got a tough there. Is that 2 toughs? Yeah, 2 toughs. So one of these is supposed to be EM again. We're not going to risk a mischarm here. Let's see if we can check the ones in the room here. So that one's EM. So people don't kill the ones in the room, at least. We're going to have to wait for weakness and re-raise and all that good stuff, because we don't want to have another death. Not that the death is a big deal. I mean, XP is XP. You know, you make it back. It's no big deal. I would like to hit 75 at some point. I'm sitting at level 74 right now. And I've gotten all my XP solo. Old school Beastmaster style. Something I really am sort of proud of, I guess. It's been giving me, when I have time to get on for a little while and play, it's fun, it's relaxing to just play Beast and sort of be able to party whenever you want. Disband whenever you want, because partying for me is I have an hour or 2 to go out to a place and kill stuff, and disbanding is I use leave on the mob and walk away. I don't need to come up with an excuse for why I need to go. I don't need to tell them, oh, I've got wife aggro or something. The pets don't care, you know, they don't have feelings. Well, they do have feelings. I take that back, but they don't care if I decide to just stop playing with them. Doesn't make a big deal, you know. The worst feeling in the world is having to tell a millennial you don't want to party with them anymore. So then they get all mopey and stuff. It's not an offense to millennials. Just to let you know. I'm a borderline millennial myself. I'm actually a zennial is what they call us. I was born in '83, so I grew up with dial-up and stuff. So I'm like right in the sort of wheelhouse age for this MMO. I played it in college. It was good fun then. It's still kind of fun now. I always hesitate to say it's fun because I don't want to like get into this mindset of like, oh, I really enjoy Final Fantasy, but like, you know, there's parts of this game that I really do enjoy. Beastmaster was certainly one of them. Tanking is another one. And my next job is probably going to be Ninja. I sort of mained Paladin in retail. I had an Aegis. I was kind of a popular guy in the server, or unpopular depending on which link shell you were in. I enjoyed tanking a lot. I had Ninja Dark as well. I was working on Dark Ninja 1.2 just for the camps that really worked in. I had Red Mage Ninja. I mean, I had all the good gear. Everything you could imagine I had, up to Wings of the Goddess, including assault gear. Yeah. The dog is making a mess. Okay. Yeah, including salvage gear and all that good stuff. Dog is throwing pillows around behind me. Alright, so we've got weakness off. We're going to get re-raise up. Unfortunately, we blew our divine seal when we died, but that's okay, I suppose. It's really very important that when you're soloing, that you recognize that you really should be keeping re-raise up. There are some camps with Beast that I found once I got into the rhythm of it, like, you know, I'm 3-4 hours into the camp, you know, which is like probably like about halfway to a third of the way or 2/3 of the way to leveling up. Like, I was really comfortable with it, and I wasn't even recasting Protect. It was basically just like keep up Blink or Stone Skin for a Mischarm, and cast Regen whenever I kind of felt like casting Regen, watching out for elementals in the area, and then also reusing my food, right? I mean, basically no buffs except like Signet or Sanction, Blink or Stone Skin, and your food buff. So, you know, my buff bar looked like 2 things on it. No re-raise or anything like that. And that's high risk. You know, when you first get to a camp, you want to keep re-raise on if you're doing Beastmaster, and you don't get it till 66. So I know this is kind of preemptive, but there are some items. There's re-raise scrolls, which are really helpful. I carried one of those all the way up to I ding 66. And anytime I got into trouble, it was either instant warp cast away or use an instant re-raise scroll if it was really far and I didn't want to run back. If I was kind of done for the night, I'd just warp away and say, okay, you know what? That's it. Let's not bite off more than we can chew and try to go back and whatnot. So you know, you gotta be kind of prudent with things like that on Beastmaster. Know your patience level, because this job tests your patience and your time. And I tell you what, if you don't got time and you want to try to solo this job, good luck, because it will take you years to do it. So let's see if we can grab this sapling. It's great. We're going to bring him somewhere and try to convert him later on. We're going to do both because doubles our chances of getting an EM. So these guys don't have to go all the way out to the tunnel. They don't have to go all the way out. They got to go to like right about here or so. I'm just going to make sure I get it because I don't want them to walk back. Oh, no, I didn't get it. Don't miss charm, you bastard. We're just going to run them out. Be sure about it. Now, I did put this camp on my chart, and I also put a disclaimer on it that says Gaudy Harness required, and you're going to see why. Because after I try to convert these guys, I'm going to do the dry run while we wait for the repops. And I'm going to explain why you need to have Sneak to do this camp. I could do Sky. You're absolutely right. I do not have Sky access at this point, so I cannot do Sky. But yes, the Flamingos versus the Groundkeepers up there would probably be the best camp for me to do it. And I just actually did rank 6 a week and a half ago, I want to say. Something like that. 2 weekends ago. And this weekend we're going to be starting ZM3 and probably working our way all the way to the end over the next week and a half or so. So I will have Sky access soon enough. Unfortunately, it just didn't line up with the levels I was, at the rate at which I was XPing on my beast. Unfortunately. But yes, I would love to have Sky access, Judge. I really wish I had Sky access, because I would be up there in a heartbeat. All right. So the point of this camp, you're gonna do 7 fights in these tunnels. The first 2 pairs here are ones that I've already trying to convert. The third battle will be these 2 saplings right here, and you got to fight them right about here-ish, with the sapling sort of against the wall. So the positioning is kind of, you got to be real anal about it, because Sprout Spin will hit a spider that comes too close, or it will hit, it will hit something that you don't want it to hit. So the sapling that is behind me, this one over here, also needs to be EM. That one's important. And he would fight this sapling over here. And you would fight him right about this area here. And you cannot use Sick in this particular corridor because the Bark Tarantula comes up kind of close, and it just kind of doesn't work. Alright, we're trying to get this Boyata sapling here. And the problem with this camp, the reason why you need the Gaudy Harness is because you got to sneak every time you finish fighting a battle, pretty much, to run through these little sort of areas where the Bark Tarantulas and these dudes hang out. It's unfortunate. So that would be battling. Then the sapling we just ran past, there's another sapling right here. To fight him, you use the sapling from one of these groups over here. And so, yeah, the EM one I converted earlier is still there, which is great. I think if I leave this guy here, he will disappear. I hope he does. Yeah, he did. Alright, and again, it's all about just casting Sneak constantly. So you have to be able to keep Blink up for Sprout Spin, and you got to keep up that stuff. So one of these guys fights the one that's back down this way. Which will still leave 2 saplings here once you use leave. And then the sapling that is farther up here, this one here, needs to be EM. And he needs to fight the one right there, next to the other tarantula. And you got to pull them right about to here to fight. in here somewhere. And that's really, really important. Then once you're done with that, you got two options. You can go back and use the pet you just used previously to fight the one that's at the intersection, or you can mosey on ahead and use this sapling, who, if he's EM, which he's not right now, to fight the sapling that's just around the corner here. And it's 7 total battles, which is a lot. It's a lot of fights. But it's 60-minute repops. You really don't have a choice. You need to, have that many battles. If you're doing an outdoor area, 5 minutes, it's not nearly as bad. You're really talking 4 mobs. Again, you can do a rotation of 4 in an outdoor area, which is why having sky axis would be great. But I don't have it. That room's just a death trap. And then after you've done all that, after you've killed this last sapling here, or you've killed the 7th one at the intersection, depending on how you do it. I've done it both ways. I like going back to the intersection one because it's one less pet to have to convert. You don't have to worry about converting this one EM. And then you just run back to the beginning. And you do it all over again. And that's pretty much that. But what we'll do is, while we're waiting for repops, we'll kill a few and just see how we do. Nothing much else for it. So let's find where our EM buddy is. This one right here. And we're going to charm him on the way out of the room here. Like so. And we're going to try to get him to fight the sapling back there. Yeah, he's close enough now. I need to use sneak. No, he's not. So again, you just use sneak like as your strategic spell. Yeah, you get XP if your pet dies. Yeah. As long as you finish the battle, you will get XP. So this is kind of guy you got to position this guy here, like this, and that's if you have that other sapling behind you there. It makes it so that if your pet uses Sprout Spin, he doesn't hit it. That's really, really important. Now, the downside to this camp. Do I get XP from the pet itself? No, the pet helps me defeat the mob faster. And I fight alongside of it like this, and then at the end of the battle, I tell the pet to go back to his home. So, Slumber Powder is the one problem with this camp. And it's not a problem in that, like, oh, I got put to sleep, I'm going to lose the fight, whatever. It's that it will kill your chain. Now, your sapling's going to get woken up immediately from Slumber Powder. That's not a big deal. But you're going to sleep for 30 seconds every time, pretty much. Now, I've used Bar Sleep Bro, and I think the lowest I've ever seen sleep actually get down to is 31 seconds, but it may just be a visual glitch. It's just, there's ways you got to compensate for Slumber Powder. Like, right now, I'm going to come out of sleep, and I'm going to use a reward on my pet, because we're behind in the battle, so I've got to even the matchup again with the pet food. So that's one way to do it. The other thing is I need to put my blink back up in case, here he goes, he's going to Sprout Spin. So that does a lot of damage, more than a regen covers. A lot more than a regen covers typically, so now I got to cast regen. And if your pet gets sort of double screwed, then you get double slumbered or something like that, the fights are very difficult. Very, very difficult. It looks like our sapling is in a lot of trouble here, so we're going to do our best here to try to save him. This is sort of a wonky thing about Eden. When you let your pet go, it gets 10% health automatically. So if you can recharm it, it will gain 10% health back. Now, I don't like doing this. It's cheesy, but it gets you out of a jam. It's not something that you want to do because every time you charm, you're going to switch to your light staff and you're going to lose your TP, which sucks. But our pets should still have Sick charged up. So he's going to do an attack. Great. So that gave us... Well, now hopefully our pet just wins, because now we're asleep. So if our pet dies here, we're going to be set back significantly. We're hoping that that doesn't happen, that our pet hits every time. Right, yeah, the pet keeps hate when I recharm as well. So we lost the pet because of a double attack, unfortunately. If he hadn't doubled attack, we would have killed it because it was at 1%. So again, 60-minute repops. Big problem here in the biota tree. And we got hit with that sprout smack. The camp is really not set up right now at all. And that's going to be an issue for us going forward here. So we need to... Yep, we don't have this guy set up at all. So this camp, this preview of this camp is going to be really, really terrible until we can get it sort of on track. And, you know, that could take upwards of half an hour in order to get it sort of... It could actually take forever. But half an hour is usually where... usually about what it will take to get a camp set up sort of the way you like it. Now, if it's an outdoor camp, it takes... It's a lot less time. There's some factors to consider. The level range of the mobs, things like that. You know, if a mob, like the Magmatic Arukas out in Mount Sayom, they're level 71 to 75. So every time you level up there, you got to convert your pets into one more level higher. And there's a 5-level range that they can spawn at. So it's not really... It's time consuming, but at least they respawn every 5 minutes. Now, presumably, when they fix the nav mesh issues, which are screwing up the mob pathing right now on Eden, they are going to remove mobs despawning. Now, I just made a post on the forum today that I would like them to keep that feature in. For the simple reason is this. If you're trying to level Beastmaster the way I'm leveling Beastmaster, yes. I do have Mire access. You would have to tell me what the pet and prey is. I can go out and check it out. I do have both of the teleports out there. I have a feeling I know what camp you're talking about, and the imps are 80 to 81 out there. The orderly imps, I believe. But I will look into it if, you know, if it makes sense to. Yeah, I don't want them to remove mob despawning. You know, there are some things about the era of Final Fantasy that were stupid, and one of them was gob trains in the dunes and a number of other areas where you could get trained on an MPK'd, and I don't think that that is really conducive to building a community. If you can remove a known exploit, why wouldn't you? And I don't think that we should keep the mob training thing in. I understand that there's going to be some people who are super nostalgic about, you know, not being able to exit Selbina for like 20 minutes. But I don't think that that is something that Eden should be promoting in any kind of a way. But again, I don't make the decisions. Oh, the Ulagaran camp. That was a great one. Those bunnies versus those tigers. That's fun. Or the bunnies versus the snowls. The tigers are more fun, though. Heraldic Imps right outside the staging point. Now, is that Davuka Isle or Azov Isle? Because I could go and try it. Yeah, if you do the tiger camp up by the west to the right of the ramp, there's going to be a snow there that you can use. So it looks like we got double slumber powder here, which is a big problem for me. So again, this is why I don't like this camp so much, because we're losing pets every battle now. And let me tell you something. When I did this camp for over 3 hours, all right, total, I haven't done it in one shot. I've done it over the course of 3 hours. I didn't lose a pet to double slumber powder even once, and I have done it twice on the stream in the last 10 minutes. So the gods of Final Fantasy are angry with me or something. I don't know. And I'm not gonna be able to hit this guy at 1%. Come on, it's bullshit. Azov Isle, huh? 74 to 75. The carcools up there go up to level 70, I think. And the oil slicks are even lower level than them. And I'm just going off my memory here. Let me open up the old guide, which had that camp on it, but it had you doing Januns. And I think it was level 70 to 72 or something like that, which I found a much better spot for than that. Let's see. Because if I can go out, if I can do that, I would do that. Let me see here. Now, Judge, do you know that if that camp works because the imps have low health? Is that what it is? That they just get owned real fast? Because those are very high level mobs. I'm trying to find where that camp is on my chart here. On the old, one of the other, the Gamer Escape chart here, did have that camp on it. Let's see. Nashmouth's north entrance and head east under the tunnel. You will find a pond at J8. Multiple wild carcools. Level 71, use the oil slicks. There are Januns. And then it does have a thing that says 75 in brackets. You know what? I'll take your suggestion because that sounds like a fun camp. Let's give it a shot. We'll see what we can do. We may have to set the mobs up a little bit. We will not know what level the oil slicks are, which I don't like very much. They range level 65 to 67, so they're going to be EP to us no matter what. So that's going to be interesting. But we'll give it a shot on recommendation from my old pal Judge Nightstriker. We'll see. We'll see if we can do it. It would be great to not have to do this camp, actually. And I'm getting, you know, I was saying earlier, like, you got to have patience when you do this. Charmin IT Fly, yeah. So the reason that I don't put stuff like that on my, because, you know, there are points in time where you can familiar something and tear through a bunch of mobs at reduced rate XP. My XP camps charts are all about do something you can do consistently. You know, how do I get 5K an hour like consistently, or 6K an hour or whatever it is. But yeah, as a general strategy, you can always do that. You know, find the biggest mob. If you were here at the beginning of the stream, I soloed Aquarius with the biggest Corrigan I could find. So, you know, that's always a viable strategy to try and use. For a little while, but you can only do it every 2 hours, you know. So if you plan on staying in a camp for a while, stick to a Beastmaster guide. You'll find some great stuff on my chart. I hope it's great. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback about it. People really seem to like it. I really did go out of my way, guys, to find the best camps in those level ranges. I tell you, I have been around this world looking at 3 different Beastmaster guides from retail era, trying to find in a level range, a specific level range, what is the best possible camp here right now. And you know, it hasn't been easy. It's not always easy. Sometimes it takes hours to figure out a camp. When I got to 74 and I said, you know what, I hate these freaking Jagles. I'm not staying here and getting recoil died for another 42k XP. I decided, you know what, I'm going to leave this area because it doesn't look like there's anything that's that crazy good. But if there are enough oil slicks, we can certainly try the Azov Isle area. So we'll try it. Let's get Sanction. Get Regen. Or Refresh. Now we'll have double refresh if we ever fall below, which is great. I tell you, going back to conquest areas to XP after you've sort of drank that awesome, you know, XP in the Whitegate or Treasures of Ergon areas because of the astral incandescence, it's so hard to go back because that 15% XP is like an additional 1k an hour, like to every camp. So they all become obsolete in conquest areas when you can get here. There's just nothing better than here. All right, so we're gonna go out to Azov Isle and try this out. Yeah, the sanction bonus is just another thing that sets you apart. Like, you didn't need to get a gaudy harness to do it, whereas if you tried to do this old school camp, like I remember digging 75 in Vabiki Bay, and that was in a duo. I got my last like 10k XP in retail as a duo. Everything else was solo up to that point, yeah, it was versus the Katobopas out there, Tragopans versus Katobopas, which is a fun camp. It's good if you have a buddy to do it. All right, so we got to get through the imps first to get to the other side, I believe. So we've got our re-raise still up. We're going to cast Stone Skin, Blink, Protect, Shell. We have lots of regen, or refresh, so that will not be a problem. Yeah, and the Sanction Refresh takes you up to like 75% of your max MP with gear considered, so it just feels like better. I'm going to get a Call Beast macro ready. Yeah, if I had Sky, I probably would have been up there. Well, I don't think we have any courier carries left, so we're going to blow a Fungar. And we're just going to be ready in case we get out. Because I know there's an imp right at the end of this little aisle here. And he is annoying. He's always facing inwards. Sometimes, well, you know, occasionally he'll face the wall. That gives you an opportunity to run past him. But today he's like, no, I'm going to keep facing that way. What I've done here in the past is I've sent the pet and then I've logged out. Just dealt with that. Just to get by. Oh, these guys are gonna have blaze spikes, huh? It's too bad I don't have sub red mage, because sub red mage would have been great against the crawlers as well, and the Jagles, but I didn't have it. And I feel like there's just a lot of camps out here in the treasures areas that are very conducive to sub red mage. You need to have dispel. I mean, that's really the only reason for it. Sneak and invis, it's not as required. Because these are like nice outdoor areas. You can always do stay on your pet and then leave if they're aggro, and then you don't have to worry about them attacking you when you let them go. So we're going to be real patient here. So we got all our buffs on. We're also going to reload our XP bar when we actually get to what appears to be a camp. Just turn and face the wall, buddy. Just turn and face the wall. Go look at the trees. They're super interesting. Alright. I don't think we're going to get past them like that, but let's see. We totally did. Okay. So, Stealth Beastmaster number 1. We avoided the first thing. Let's get sneak up because it's almost nighttime. And I know that there's probably an easier way to navigate this, but I think it's really just patience. Like that imp stopped moving, so if I can get past him and he doesn't move any further, then we're good. And there's this imp. And that imp, and that imp. There's a lot of them. And there's a water elemental here. So we actually have to get up this ramp here. I think we're doing okay, guys. Alright. We made it through the maze of imps. Congratulations, right? Alright. So now are the oil slicks down there? I thought the oil slicks were over here. Yeah. These two oil slicks, these are the pets, is what you're referring to, Judge Night Striker? Alright, well. They only spawn at 3 different levels. And I can hope that this guys will take out an imp. But it seems like it's going to be quite a run. So you got to run all the way back here to grab the imps every time. I guess you can probably rotate through 3 of them then, because it's such a long run. You can do the 3 that are kind of floating nearby here. Let's see how this goes. And I have a feeling it's going to be very difficult to use sick here, and it's going to be equally difficult to pull them, because I do see that. I do see that water elemental over there, and I don't like him. Okay, so they do come pretty easily. So there's that. I think we can counter blaze spikes with stone skin. Now again, not all the retail camps work on Eden, which is a problem. That's a problem. I'm gonna get sleep good for 90 seconds. That's not good. That's not good at all. Yeah, so these guys hit for 200 damage almost on my on these guys, and they're not going down very quickly. So I don't know that this camp works for me here. And these Spongilla flies are 78 to 79, so this seems like a lost cause. I'm also going to be sleeping the entire fight and probably die, so but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they're going to be DC to me, for sure. They're like level 70. I think they're 70 and 71. I think that's the levels that they range. They are 68 to 70, actually. Yeah. Well, at least he's going to wake me up. There he goes. Nope. Okie dokie. So we're gonna play this game now, where we send the entire marsh at the imp and see what sticks. While we run the hell away. Probably chasing me. I don't think I'm gonna get stone skin out. Nope. And those things aggro low HP, so if I keep this up for too long, it's gonna go real poorly for me. Thankfully they're asleep right now. So let's get buffs up. Yeah, I could log out. But I think I could also kill this thing, so we're going to challenge ourselves a little bit. We have re-raise up. We're not like super paranoid about losing right now. Losing a little XP. We got to get farther away before we even decide to cast Cure. Alrighty. Let's see if I can differentiate them. I don't think I'll be able to differentiate the 68s from the 70s with check. No, they're all going to be high evasion, and defense. But let's see how this Marshmoor does. Because he seems to be doing okay. I mean, he's a big he probably is a high level. I can't believe I'm still blinded. Yeah, these things being black major are rough. I'm assuming this is one of those camps where you send your pet in and you don't actually, like, you fight them like bombs or something. Let's do a pet swap. He's casting Sleep Gun on me. That's nice. Now he's gonna come wake me up. I'm like, okay. Yeah, it's dangerous. Let's just get to 30 here and recast our buffs. Yeah, you know, I don't see the sheep being that much better, honestly. Yeah, and I know that if I run in and melee, like, I'll be fine. I mean, I can do it. It's just, it's going to cast Sleep on me, and I don't have, like, a Berserker Torque or Poison Pots or anything. I don't know there's any Chigos around this area. There might be. I don't know. Oh, there's one. You're absolutely right. Yeah, there goes that. I will kill the Chigo, I guess. I'll use a reward on my sheep to keep them in the battle a little bit longer. Alright, we scored a critical hit. We killed it. Wake up, sheep. I need you. I don't know why he puts me to sleep if he's just gonna, you know, hit me. Okay. So, I don't have MP for that, but it'll wake up the pet, so I needed to stand there. Now he's casting Bio on me. That's wonderful. Yeah, it's probably okay for a duo camp. But yeah, as a solo camp, I don't see this working. Okay. Well, we dealt with the Chigo. Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. This is not stable as a solo. I mean, these mobs are way high level. And you don't usually fight things that are IT. This one actually popped at level 80, so it could have been worse. By one level, it could have been worse. But it seems like a duo, and then, even then, like, dealing with Sleepka sucks. Like, I'd want to find another camp. I wouldn't want to stay here and actually try to do this as a duo. Let's see if sick usage will kill this thing. Nope. And the sheep's gonna die, so the sheep did die. Let's kill this thing. Yeah. Well, if it hits me, I might be screwed. But yeah, these sheep, they miss. They just miss. A lot. Yeah. So unfortunately, that's probably too difficult to do. Even the leeches wouldn't be great. They're too low level. Alright. We are going to head back somewhere, I suppose. It was a decent suggestion to try. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out for us. No, we definitely want to keep our MP going up, so we're going to switch back. Yeah, those little bastards are tough. Very, very tough. Just got to go to Nashmau. We'll make it. It's not that far. Alright. Well, looks like we're going back to the biota tree. We haven't really made much XP tonight. We've lost a bunch. I haven't made any. No love lost for those imps, man. Those guys are bastards. The flies might even be better, but again, finding a pet that matches up against a level 76 to 78 mob is no easy task, because I wouldn't mind killing flies. I could kill the darters in biota tree, but I've found that they are also a pain in the ass. Alrighty. Well, when I started this stream, I was about 18k to level. I'm about 300 XP short of where I was to start, so I'm not, you know, that's just a battle or like 2 battles. It's not a big deal. But we have been at it for 90 minutes, and we kind of haven't gone anywhere. So we want to make sure that we spend a little bit of time getting some XP tonight. So what I'll do is I'm going to head... Let's see. It's 9:30 now. Maybe what I do is I just head to Denarancor, huh? How about I do that? No, I need Signet. So I'm going to head to Lee Talor. Because I can get Signet there and all that good stuff. Thank you, dude. Alright. Back on Signet track for now. So we know on the way there that we still have to convert saplings, and that makes me very sad that my camp got screwed up because it was going so well. It was really going so well. Last couple of days, I've just been kind of in and out of there. You know, an hour here, an hour there, 30 minutes here and there. I logged out once, picked it up where I was, and it was good. It was a good camp. I don't like the slumber powder stuff, but I mean, I've chugged through it for 20k. I'd say maybe maybe less than that, maybe like 17k, because I did do a decent chunk of the XP, like about a quarter of what I got so far in Den of Rancor. The reason I decided not to go there first because I do want to get a coffer key there, and that I've had good luck on coffer keys. Last week I got 3 on the stream in about 3 hours. The only one that took a while was Temple of Ugalepi. That one took a little while. But once I got it, I was able to get 3 maps, and I do want to get a Den of Rancor map because we are starting Zillert missions this weekend, and I would just like to be sort of ready to know where the hell I'm going. I like to have all the maps in the game if possible. With the exception of the Prometheans, I could care less about Prometheans. Actually, I couldn't care less about Prometheans. They're an awful zone that I wish was never created. And that just feeds back on my hate of COP in general. I felt like COP was, it added a lot of good gear and all that stuff, but as an expansion, it was positioned in such a way where they tried to get old players to play with new players by adding all these level caps in and stuff like that. But when you're a person who has a high level and you're being restricted artificially just to make content difficult, I found that real stupid. The other problem that I have with COP is the true sight or true hearing mobs that they've positioned in, almost all the areas, again, simply to be an artificial gate to difficulty. Taking noobs through there was impossible. It was like, nope, we just have to kill all the Tauruses in Fomiuna. We just need to kill all of the things in Sicarium. We just need to kill all the hippogriffs in Rivernay, because you could never rely on anybody to... you could never rely on an entire group to ever avoid all of the mobs. It was impossible. So I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of COP. I really hated it. I thought it was overall, I thought it was a shitty expansion. C was so much more complicated than Sky ever was to navigate and to get drops for. And the rewards just didn't seem that great. I mean, getting a Torque was a side grade. And I understand that horizontal progression of Final Fantasy XI was sort of its hallmark for many, many years. But when you consider a Byaku's Hadate or Kieran's Osode, let's remove Kieran from the equation, because the absolute virtue drops are obviously amazing in a lot of cases. But the regular enemy drops there, the torques and stuff, they didn't really seem all that great. They weren't worth it. It was all about working up towards AV. Like the fruit was definitely dangled at the end of the branch when it came to C. Sky just felt more rewarding, I guess, because you could kill the mob, you could farm the mobs a little faster, you could kill them better. There were multiple strategies for them. All tanks sort of seemed viable. COP shares some of these things, but the endgame content was just a really half-baked idea. In terms of C, that just never worked. Temenos and Napoleon were cool. That was really where the real rewards seemed to be. They were achievable. Getting the Homom gear and the Nashira gear, or whatever it was called, that was good stuff. That was definitely good stuff. But Sky just felt more rewarding immediately. It was the first tier of real endgame stuff in this game that you could do as a group, when you wanted to, because it was pop stuff, and it just felt great. It seemed like a really solid expansion, Rise of the Zillert. And COP came along and was like level caps and artificial gates and true sight shit and true sound shit, and you just hated it. I just hated it. I didn't like anything about it. AV was lame. We killed AV with the Wall of Justice a couple of times. We had a number of those items. We had a Mars ring floating around in our LS for C. We had an inertia sash as well. None of that stuff really seemed like a big deal, even when we couldn't kill it anymore. I never felt like, oh man, we really got to go try to fight that AV mob. That was really cool. I want to do that again. Like, no. I never wanted to do it again, ever. But we made our attempts. We spent, weeks, months farming pops just to do it again. And it all just really seemed like a huge waste of time. I mean, I'd much rather spend my time getting my ninjas Byakos and my rangers Asarius Kote, because that was a big thing back then, and Kiran's Asode for a multitude of jobs. That to me seemed worth my time for my group. C was just whatever. It was hey, we're bored, let's go farm C pops. It wasn't normal, but you know what? True sight and true sound stuff was reserved for way more important mobs. COP had regular ass mobs with that true stuff. Just regular mobs. Taurus are just regular mobs. Hippogriffs are just regular mobs. Like, well, why did they have that? The only true sight, true sound shit in this game is all NMs in the base game. I can't think of anything that's true sight or true sound that isn't an NM. I mean, Fafnir, KB, Aspid, yeah. But not how many regular mobs that you are just going to encounter in a standard zone actually have that, Yeah, the alliance stuff definitely complicated it. I'm not gonna say it didn't. I already kind of said that because you always end up going with a group, even the Primivians on this server. We went with a group of 6. We ended up, attaching ourselves to another 2 parties or so every single time because, people would be there in the zone and we all want to go up to the teleporter, and there was sort of a safety and numbers issue. To me, I look around and I have like a panic attack. I'm like, really? We're bringing these 10 people? I don't know any of these people. Like, are we sure about this, guys? Because I feel like we were doing okay, taking our time and, only killing what we needed to and all that stuff. And I like the way people are like, oh, well, this is about community and we want to involve people and stuff, and there's safety in numbers, and that's a positive way of looking at it. But it really does complicate things in some of those areas. You just really can't rely on people to avoid aggro. And that community is really what sets this game apart in this particular era of the game from all the other games that you'll play out there. I haven't played retail Final Fantasy XI. I don't know what it's like personally, but I have heard, tellings of the game and how it's really just community has broken down in such a way. Even 14, in the second expansion, Heaven's Word, I felt like it just kind of became that again. Like, let's just find ways to make content solo queuable, and everything's a pug, and look at these guys are all EM. They're all setting back up for me. Now, if one of the guys in here is EM, we're good to go. No, of course not. That would be way too simple. Oh, Lashanki popped, guys. Look. So he pops in the room here. So whoever's been trying to spawn him has been killing the wrong saplings. And I should go and tell them if I can find out who they are. So Lashanki's in there. No, I'm not going to come back to 14 for the expansion pack. I've been following it in the community in IGC, and it looks really interesting. The 2 new races, and Dancer looks really fun. I do kind of wish it was a healer. Dancer's like one of my favorite iterations of a job. in the 11 series. I really like the concept of the dancer. I enjoyed them in Final Fantasy V a great deal. I particularly enjoyed Dancer in Final Fantasy Dimensions. I thought that it was a really great job, but it was always focused on more healing stuff. And to me, even though I'm not a healer type, I liked the concept of Dancer being a healing type. You know, something about dance being soothing and stuff like that, and to see it being a ranged shocker DPS, you know, that support role that they have with Bard and Machinist doesn't do it for me. Not that it's a deal breaker or something like, oh, I wouldn't have come back if, you know, they didn't screw up Dancer. I don't honestly care about that in particular. So Lashanki is level 75 to 78, and he aggroes to sound, unlike the other saplings in the area, which is so odd to me. So very odd. So I don't know what's up with these saplings today. I don't know why they're aggroing me, like, constantly. And you know what? I'm like being real proud about this because I am not using buffs, because I'm like, oh, these guys aren't going to kill me, right? But look, he might. He just might. If this mischarms again, I will die. Like, it's going to be a thing. Yeah, I mean, I was around for, I was around all the way up to, the big robot boss. Whatever his name was. Brute Justice. That's where I left the game behind. I said, okay, I'm done with this now. I no longer want to play this game. So these guys are both tough. Oh, because I lost. That's right, I lost one of these saplings, which was a shame. And now I'm going to sit here and get stuff and buff, because there's no way that I'm going to mischarm again and going to get 2 saplings on me. And we're going to reload Watch XP while we're here. So I think for Lashanki, what I will do is in 43 minutes when my 2-hour comes back up, I will grab a giant core again. Yeah. Well, I'll clear the saplings out of the tunnel. The one that's nearby, and I will, because I can't drag them out of there. That's the problem. I won't be able to drag them out in any meaningful way without losing every one of my setups at the camp. So I got to think about the future here too. I mean, are they still actively working on Retail 11? I feel like they were talking about a mobile version at one point, and it didn't really seem like there was much else to be done for the game. They added some more busy areas or something. I mean, it all just seemed like a big crowd XP, people going AFK and waking up and being level 99. I mean, that's what I've heard about it. So, again, I don't know how accurate it is or what's exaggerated about it, but it seems like that's what people talk about when they talk about Final Fantasy XI. Okie dokie, so let's keep healing. In fact, what we're going to do is eat a ginger cookie, speed this along a little bit. I mean, you know, even when you break down just this slice of the Final Fantasy game, base game, Rise of the Zillart, COP, and Treasures About Ergon, that's 4 packs of the game, and there's a lot of content to do just in that stuff. Like getting to the end of the base game is, you know, getting a riddle in a defending ring, right? I mean, that's kind of where you're at with that. Um, Getting to the end of Sky, you know, is a lot of drops, and if you play more jobs, the drops sort of need more drops, and you want more things. COP again, it was really it was really Apollyon to Menos was really the big stuff. Treasures about Ergon, salvage kept you in it for a long time. You know, like there was a lot of content, and when Eden gets to a point where they have their content sort of all sorted and figured out, of course I was gonna aggro the sapling, right? You guys knew that was gonna happen, right? Because, like, literally, I knew it was gonna happen. That guy's gonna stay there, and I'm gonna run. Okay. Besieged. That's the Al Zabi getting attacked, right? Because my memories of Besieged are my PC lagging like crazy, trying to figure out what the hell to do with all the mobs it's trying to render. That's what I remember. And I had an okay computer back then. I've always been a PC guy, so I had an okay computer back then, and it just did not handle Besieged well. I'm not sure that there was a PC that did handle Besieged well. I feel like it was one of those things where Square Enix had a really interesting idea, but it was a beta test for something else. And when you got Wings of the Goddess, you figured out what it was. It was those damn campaign battles. Yeah, the servers really shit the bed on Besieged. I mean, things were just jumping around all over the place. Like, yeah, it was real bad. Real bad. So we're just doing some simple conversions here. And we should probably keep our hit points up while we're doing this so we can jump into some XP. Yeah, we're going to have to figure out how we are going to fight Lashanki. That is going to be an interesting one. Yeah, I got to be careful about the saplings, so it's not a thing that's going to happen. My sneak is going to wear off. I really hope that this sapling comes to me soon. Soon. Oh shit. There he is. Leave. Yeah, let's not aggro that spider, huh? Alright. We did okay. Yeah, man. I was able to solo the Quadav to get my chest piece at 59. And I needed it for those rabbits because it removes the paralyze from the tigers when you use reward. I don't know that I would have done that camp without that body piece, to be honest with you. Alrighty. We're going to wait. Those two saplings need to respawn, but we're going to check on our other buddy up here. And I think we'll be good to go after that. I think so. No, he's a tough. Why do these guys keep resisting charm? It's not Dark's Day. Is this the Twilight Zone? Am I Bizarro Ashton where I'm a shitty freaking Beastmaster? Like, I'm confused. Double mischarm? Okay. Well, that's interesting too. I just want him to be my friend. Like, I mean, I want to depop him too, but he doesn't know that. I do really want him to be my friend. Alrighty. Sorry about that. Wife came home, wanted to have a quick chat. So we don't have the full sort of breadth of our camp set up, but we've got enough that we can start. Let's, we're not using stone skin. Let's use just blink. Let's get sneak. Hopefully it's a good one. 2 minutes is fine. Definitely get back to where we want to go with that. Yeah, I'm wondering what I'm going to do about Lashonki right now. The Corrigans are great. I'm just curious about whether or not I should use bark spider. I mean, I can't hold on to bark spiders. I could throw every freaking sapling at them, but that's not really a thing because I'll lose them all. And I don't want to mess up the camp too bad. Alright. Here we go with our Mischarm Fest. Alright. We're good. Let's see what we can do. Alright. So, after taking our detour to Cadaver Mire, we're back. I hope that we can do this camp justice and show you that it does work pretty well. It is complicated, it is complex, it is all of those things, but it is a viable camp at this level. Like I said earlier, I've done about 16-17k here, so it is good. It's totally a good camp. If I had a Berserker Torque, which is a Hydra job, I could probably swap that in and do damage to myself to remove the sleep. That would be super awesome, but it's just an item that's kind of out of reach at this point in time. So use an early reward here because I saw a Slumber Powder. I thought I used a weapon skill, so I just wanted to kind of make up a little bit. And the best fights are when you don't get Slumber Powdered at all. Those really are the best fights. Use Bar Sleeper. So the base sleep is about 34-35 seconds. I don't know that Bar Sleeper really does much. Okay, I think I said before, I've seen it at like 31 on me, but that's not really that impressive, so... As long as he keeps using Sprout Smack or Sprout Spin, I'm fine with that. And these things are relatively squishy too, so once you get them to about 15%, you can usually rampage them down. So that one was a 60, that one was one level higher than me, it was a 75. He didn't fight. He wants you to fight. Alrighty, so we keep Blink up just for Sprout Spin. I've noticed that it usually doesn't get enough TP, but while I'm sleeping in that 30 seconds to actually get another weapon skill off. So I don't like debuff it or something, you know, hoping that it'll hit me with Sprout Spin to wake me up. If it did, it would be right at the end of the sleep anyway. So I just feel like I'm just gonna keep it on, you know, like there's no point. And you'll find that was a bad recover. That was a really bad reward. I don't know what happened there. It used a beta biscuit instead of a delta biscuit. That's not cool, man. Sometimes that happens. The code bugs out a little bit and it uses a beta biscuit. I don't know if that's because I have beta in my macro. I do. Alright, so I'm going to have to get rid of that. Because it's probably overriding the Ashita, which has delta built into it. I didn't take note if that sleep was reduced. But it's over now, so it doesn't matter. keep beta biscuits on me for BCNM 40 and stuff like that usually. It's good stuff. Alright, it's using Sprout Smack. That adds a slow effect, which you don't notice too much in these guys because they kind of attack relatively fast anyway. And they double attack, which is cool. And I found that their double attack rate is kind of a little bit better than your sort of average double attack that I've seen on other mobs. I don't know if that's an observation bias or what. But you know, there's a lot of warrior mobs that you use as pets in the game, and I like those magmatic Arukas I used last couple of levels. They didn't really seem to double attack that often, so. All right. So see, every time you kill, you have to sneak. Every single time. We're gonna get you eventually, Lashanki. Because this would be the third kill right here. Would be taking out these two pets here, and then this guy hasn't respawned yet, so nothing we can do about that. We're bypassing it. This would be our fourth target normally. This would be our fifth target, which it's gonna be. But I don't think we have a respawn over here. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna use this sapling. Yep. This has been the story of my life, guys. Look at all that freaking charisma. I've got 110. And I cannot charm level 74 mobs. That's exciting. Level 74 mobs that, by the way, don't have a resist charm effect as far as I know. There is nowhere that says Boyata saplings resist charm, or saplings in general resist charm. They seem pretty standard. I mean, they're warrior mobs. Why would they resist charm at all? Alright. So this is an okay battle. We might be able to pop him back over here where we are. And then the sapling will naturally come and try to find us here. I'm going to turn my mic off for just a sec, guys. Alright, I'm back. So, there's our summon powder. Oh, look at Bar Sleeper reduced its just a thing by half, so that's cool. So Bar Sleeper does do something. Okay. So we're gonna keep Bar Sleeper on. My wife brought home food. I'm starving. We got Indian food tonight, guys. It's good. So there's why we keep Blink up for the Sprout Spin. So far, so good. You know, on average, they're going to use about 3 weapon skills a fight. And they only use 3 weapon skills. They only have 3 in their repertoire, so... it's just kind of a 1 in 3 chance every time, unless you don't get screwed. There it is. There it is. That's when I decide to eat something. Our guy's okay though. He'll win without me. Guess we'll see. I wake up and immediately miss the mob. That's great. That's just great, guys. Alrighty. So far, so good. Chain 2. Not bad, right? So the running here makes the chains a little more difficult. It's when going from the end to the start, you're never going to see a continuation of a chain unless you're just starting out. And even then, it's really rough. I think a lot of the start-stop with the casting of the sneak is another sort of problem that you have, you know. Because here you got a double sneak, right? You got to sneak to get past the tarantulas to charm the boyata sapling. And then you've got to sneak up to pull the boyata sapling. So it's like, really? Doing all this work. And then this isn't one of those pulls where you can just kind of lay back and wait for it. This particular pull, you have to guide the sapling to you around the corner. And so, yeah, there's that. Alright. We're going to want to cast Bar Sleep first. Seems to be a little more important at the moment. And we know that it does something now. So we've seen it do things. That's a good samosa. If you've never had a samosa, go get a samosa. Alright, Bar Sleeper did not proc on that one. So I'll admit, we're kind of in a time killing mode. We're trying to get to the renewal of my 2-hour ability, basically. Oh, there's another slumber powder. That's why we used a that's why we used a reward in there. It gives me time to eat though. So if you're doing this camp and you feel like you want to eat dinner at the same time, it works. Your guy fights while you eat. Pretty simple, actually. Well, I guess I got 50 MP because my Emergian popped on. Alrighty. And we got chain 3, so that's cool. Oh, and this sapling's not back yet, so not much we can do about that. If we run back to the beginning now, chances are we will not be prepared. Wow, he comes way in the tunnel here. That's interesting. It's good to know. Good to know. Too bad I can't charm a marble. Because, man, that would make this much easier. If I was going to kill Lashanki. Yeah, I don't know exactly when we started this chain. It was some time ago. And we certainly... Let's see. First kill was right around 54. So we've got a little bit of time. I'm going to take a few bites to eat. Don't go anywhere, guys. I'll be right back. Alrighty. So we're starting to get repops, so I guess we should get started. Had to get some food in me, but I'm good now, guys. Alright, we're going to go full buff since we've got the MP to do it. And we're always going to float at 50 or less, so we might as well take advantage of the extra. Might as well give myself a protect, and we'll do a bar sleep, because that seems to have some effect. It's not great, but it's something. Okie dokie, here we go. So if you're just tuning in, we're doing sapling versus sapling and biota tree here in Final Fantasy XI on the Eden server. And this is a very odd camp. We're taking a strange route, sort of west in this tunnel, then north, then east, and then south, and then around the circle. So it's creative, if nothing else. It's probably not the ideal camp, but I gotta tell you, I've been around the world, searching far and wide for a camp that is appropriate to this level range, and I have not been able to find one. So this is kind of what I've settled on. We're probably going to hit this route one more time after this, and then we're going to figure out how to deal with Lashanki. I don't know that I have a good plan for dealing with Lashanki, but it's a thing. Alrighty, I had to just suggest that perhaps we would do a pet pull of some kind to get it out of there. I don't know how we're going to do it. I have to sort of think about it, how we're going to manage to get that thing out. Yeah. I'm not sure that I can do it with one pet, so I may need help. Alrighty. If only I wasn't asleep the entire time. I feel like I'm asleep at the wheel in general in this camp. My saplings are doing a good amount of work though, so I'm proud of them for that. I wonder if there's anything special about Lashanki that I need to know about. Because if there is, like he does something special, I don't know. I used to soul him on Paladin Red Mage, but this was, you know, 15 plus years ago, so be damned if I remember if he has any special traits. Hey, we got our even match one here. That's great. Okay, good. So we're still losing one pair, unfortunately. And it's nothing that we can do about that, really. So for this fight, you got to fight like right around here. I'm going to get spin up, or blink up to counter the spin. I know this guy's tough. He's been sitting here a while. Yeah, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it in one core again. I'm not sure that I can. I also got to find the right core again. That's the other problem. I've got an idea, though. I've got an idea. There's a slumber powder. Bar sleeper did nothing. If I could get a level 77 core again, then it's possible. Then it's possible. Alright, so I've installed the checker add-on. So this one tells me the exact level of the mobs. So if I can find a level 77 core again, which is their highest level, and charm that one, and Lashanki, I'm going to go check Lashanki, see what level he is, but I might be able to even up the score that way. Checker is, by the way, on the approved. It's not on the approved list of plugins, but it's not on the unapproved list of plugins either. It does give you information that you would not be able to glean otherwise. So it probably is one of those sort of gray area plugins because it tells you the exact level of the mob. So this sapling I'm fighting is level 77. And I know that because I use Checker. I just have to download it. Alright, let's see if at the next junction we've actually managed to convert a sapling to EM. That would be great if you stayed right there, Mr. Sapling. That would be great. Let's see, did we get one? No, we did not. Okay. So, we're going to do something real stupid. Oh boy, it's going to be ultra stupid. Nope. we're changing our mind. We're not going to do the super stupid thing. We're just going to do the mildly stupid thing. All right, let's try to convert this sapling. And since I know the target that I would have killed is an EM, I'm going to bring him back and use him to kill the one at the crossroad. Probably not going to keep chain, but I don't care. Let's see if we can get him to pop up here. He does. That's great. Nope, that's not what we wanted to do. We just blew our team. That's not a good thing. Alright. So now, in order to avoid any complications, we're going to fight in here. Alrighty. I mean, a Corrigan with a reward or two, he might be able to do it. I'm gonna need to despawn the sapling that's in the room, of course, but it's doable. All right, Herbergian's about to flip on. Sweet. I'll search far and wide for a Corrigan that I want. I'm sure I'll find one. There's a million of them. The problem is they're all bunched up together. So I don't actually know that I'll be able to successfully charm the highest level Corrigan without also just dying. But this is Beastmaster, right? Go big or go home. I also just put the Lv.74 bulb on the auction house, see if someone buys it. The bow largely got replaced by the Lamian Cayman +1. It was easier to get the items for and stuff like that. But the Lv.74 bulb is the best bow for vitality, which is, I believe it's a modifier on Rampart, so... Alright, after this blink, we will rampage this thing, although I could have just rampaged it and then blinked. It's fine. It would have made a difference because my pet spent the whole time missing while I was casting blink. So yeah, chains are hard in this particular camp. They're really, really hard. He should walk back from here, I think. Yeah. He will be fine. This is the double sneak corner, mind you. Where's that sapling? There he is. Alright, let's cast sneak again. You know, there's been times where I've been able to kind of get him through the wall, but not always. So it's just safer to cast sneak. Either way, I gotta guide it. Well, you know what? If I run far enough away, he will pop over to me, but I gotta be at 35. So let's see if I can make that happen. There we go. Perfect. Very good. Alright, well this battle rages on. I'm going to grab a couple more bites of food. Be right back. I see black mages running by. I wonder what that means. The only reason people run by here is for Fafnir, so if there's a lot of level 75s training into the zone, it might be the reason. Yeah, there's some people coming. That's fun. I've actually walked out of here through Dragon's Area every time I've been here, hoping that I'd see him. So maybe he's up. We can always take a peek. We're pretty close by. Very good. Yeah, these guys' loot pool is all wrong, by the way. All wrong. He's a tough, so that's not helpful. Let's go see if Fafnir's up. Since we're here. So we've killed Aquarius. We are going to attempt Lashanki here shortly. I gotta find the right pet. But I do believe we will be able to kill it. I'm confident that we'll be able to kill it. It's a sapling, right? It can't be that badass. I should probably be careful about what I wish for, because I may be throwing saplings at it before long. My charm set doesn't have a lot of charm duration in it anymore. We've got 5, we've got 6, and we've got 12. So that's 13 times 5%. You know, that's not terribly bad. It's adding like 65% charm time. Because every +1 is 5% additional time. Oh, Fafnir's not up yet. I don't see him. Unless he's just out of my scan range, but I don't think he is. Let's see. Nope, just 7 darters. That's normal. Okie dokie. Those black mages may have killed Lashanki. I don't know. They're killing the demonic rose to try to get Vivian to spawn. Don't think I've run this backwards before. So I'm going to have to kind of get my bearings here. Yeah, this way. Okay. All right. So we're on a mission where we are going to try to find a big Corrigan to kill Lashanki, who's right here. One thing we're going to have to do is despawn this sapling, because it will link with Lashanki. So that's something we need to do. There we go. So we'll take him out. Oh, and I should probably check the Lashanki, see what level he is. Okay, so you can't get the levels for NMs. That's fine. That's fair. So he could be 79, 80, or 81, since that's his range. And we're just going to have to see how it goes. I hope a Corrigan will kill it. I don't know. Oh, man, wait. They're both plantoids, so I don't think they will intimidate each other at least, so that's good. All right. Yeah, you know, the Corrigans actually don't go up that high level. (72 to 75). That one's level 75. The steel shells go up higher, but they're not something that I want to mess with, I don't think. Actually, a steel shell wouldn't be a bad pet, but not as a 2-hour pet. Darters go up much higher level. Yeah, if I could get him out here, I could use all the darters I want, or all the Corrigans that I wanted. But Corrigan is probably the better pet overall. These guys go up to 76, and I think the Corrigans are 72 to 75. So he's level 75. Let's try it. What do we got to lose? Except some XP. Which is not a big deal. We'll make all that up. Alright. So let's get back in the tunnel there. We're going to wait on re-raise. Although if we see this is going south real fast, we can just book it. It's not a big deal. We can log out. Save our souls. I wouldn't have minded clearing out some of these saplings too. That might have been a prudent idea, but we're gonna fight them right here. I mean, it's not like it's a big deal. In fact, we need the Corrigan to be over here because I want to use stay on him. There he is. Okay. Come on in a little bit, buddy. Alright. Hang out there. Heal back that extra HP I gave you. So there he is. And we're going to have to keep him right around the mouth of the tunnel here, and we are not going to be able to do much to him. He's going in that tunnel. We're going to have to wait for him to be back in the room here. But we need MP anyway, so we're not in a hurry. We don't want to get hit with his sleep. But we're going to be resting pretty much the whole time. We will... Alright, let's get re-raise up. Alright, let's get to full. It's also going to have auto regen during the day, which is another problem I did not foresee. So this might be tougher than I want it to be. Alright. Well, here we go. That's a shitty sneak, too. All right. Let's use a reward. Keep our guy having a regen effect on. Yep, it's not going to be soloable. There's no way. I mean, I can send everything in the Boyata tree at it. I mean, that's always a plus possibility. Yeah, it's very strong. And it doesn't even have its auto regen yet, so... Yeah, this is not doable. Not as a solo. Heck, I'm not even sure it's doable as a duo. Yeah, that thing has a lot of HP. We're going to have to think about what we're doing here really, really soon. I'm going to have to log out. I think I'm going to lose my pet when I do it. So, there goes that idea. Alrighty. So, not as a solo. Not as a solo is that thing going to go down. So, let's get back in and see, assess what our issue could be. We've got a summoner, or we got a red mage and a thief coming on the way. Something like that. So we'll see if we can trio it. Yeah. It's just not possible to solo it. Alright. So what we will do is we will continue. We'll actually do... We'll clear out these saplings a bit. So that they're not sort of in the way. We'll get them down to at least only just two in the tunnel. And then I can manage those at least a little better. Yeah, I don't know. It may not be worth it. Put all this time into it just to kind of die. Not being talkative, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about how to solve this problem. But I think just multiple pet jobs, all sort of meleeing it, you know, are the way to go. Oh, I hate sleeping. All right, I'm awake. Alrighty. We're gonna cancel the kill on that guy. I'm not confident that we'll be able to do it with the setup that we're gonna have. So I'm not gonna waste time. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time, the viewers. You know, like it just sort of doesn't make sense. Let's see. I would have loved to have gotten to about 30K tonight, but got plenty of time on the weekend, and I think there likely will be a stream on Saturday or Sunday where I try to hit 75 for you guys on stream. I feel like I owe it to the viewers, a few people that watch me, because we've been on this journey for a while now, a few weeks. Yeah, that thing was a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be. It's unfortunate. I don't want to be casting right now. I want to be meleeing, but I feel like this might be worth it to put up right now. Oh boy. No, don't do it again. You son of a bitch. Well, I'm gonna lose this pet if I can't get a reward off soon. Alright, I'm gonna get a reward off at least. Stop putting me to sleep, you bastard. Take that. I didn't need to do that, but I did it anyway. Yep, he doesn't despawn, he stays there. He is right there. I want to get him back just a little bit, because every little inch in here counts. Better. Much better. Very good. This is probably good right here-ish. Yep, I cannot use sick right now. That demonic rose is way too close. Still way too close. It's a shame, because Sprout Spin will screw up my day real fast. I cannot spell. There we go. Did the rose move yet? Nope. Still too close. I'm glad I rampaged him there. I had a feeling it was going to use Slumber Powder, so I figured I might as well. And now I can wake up my pet with a reward, so... This sapling does not give a shit about my blinks. He's like, blink? What is that? Alright, let's finish the route here. If we can. Yay, we got an EM in there. That's good. Because that's exactly what we want. Ha! We made that enemy blow his TP, I think. Because he was our pet last time. Alright. Okie dokie. close our blink in a sec. Nice. Oh, Bar Sleepra, you are so useless. So very useless. I don't know why that didn't go off. Did I hit the wrong button? I don't know. Well, we got chain 3. That's important. We took a Sprout Smack, though, which wasn't planned. As you can see, I'm in zero rush. Despite the fact that I should be trying to get a chain 4. I just know with the finagling of this guy, it's going to take me a minute anyway, so... And then he's going to put me to sleep 3 times, so yeah. There's that. I should eat a sushi. I don't want to because I'm going to leave here soon, but, you know, it is what it is. Every fight counts. You're in it to win it. Okay, pretty standard battle. Nothing special has happened here, which is good. We certainly have been put to sleep, which is nice. There goes Sprout Spin. Okay. Aww. Well, I'm pretty sure we missed chain 4 anyway because our sick timer is already back up. That was a pretty high level one, actually. It's the highest level that they pop. Alrighty. We're gonna leave this place. This godforsaken place. But before we do that, we're still going to try to convert this sapling for later. Or at least that was the plan. The sapling had other plans. Come on. Thank you. These bastards hate charming for some reason. I swear they don't have resist charm. It's just I'm on a bad luck streak or something tonight. So we're just doing this in case we come back tomorrow, and which we probably will, since this is really the only XP that is sort of viable at the moment. I'm going to go through Dragon's Airy and exit out. And we're going to end our night in Den of Rancor. We've got about another hour left in the stream. And we're going to try to get a coffer key from down in Den of Rancor. I was there a little earlier. Not today, actually. Actually, it was yesterday, I think. Last night? Maybe it was this morning. And I know where the coffer is. So that's cool. I'm going to bring up which mobs drop it. I think I already know. It's like Bifrons and some of the Tonberries that are down there. Yep. So we'll open that up. Alright. It's a good sneak. That should get us through. Assuming a dragon hasn't spawned. That's good. I only see that one black mage out here, but there was two before. Did one zone into here? I wonder. Nope, it's just me. Just me. Oh yeah, I don't have enough MP for that. I will get it though. How's it going, Sets? Where'd you go, buddy? Thought you were gonna fix my job. What happened? Yes, well, I really only managed to make like 2,500 XP tonight because we were messing around a lot. But we're going to try to get something useful done. Alright, so Den of Rancor, Bifrons, Cutlass Scorpions, Moose, Succubus Bats, Tonberry Beguilers, Tonberry Slasher, and Tonberry Trailer. All of these mobs are anywhere from level 62 up to 70, so none of that is a problem. As long as we bring a good pet that we can use. We were able to solo Aquarius pretty easily. One pet, familiar. We were not able to solo Lashonki, unfortunately. So Lashonki is sitting up right now in the Boyata tree. And I'm sure that someone will walk by and kill it. There is no auction house history for the Lashonki Bulb or the Rosenbogen, so I don't know if it has a market or if anyone wants to micromanage to that level in order to get that bow. I know I had that bow when I was playing retail. Yes, I did. I gave it to a Link Show member. I had him come out and lot it from the loot pool because I do not need it. Someone was asking me if it drops the Damascene cloth. I'm pretty sure it does. I can't confirm it, obviously, but someone could. Someone who's gotten the drop, or someone who's been a GM. Yes, it was removed from him because of real money trader countermeasures. So yes, it was dropped there. That's what I'm thinking, and I know it dropped with a fair frequency, so you know I might mess around with Aquarius some more since I know I can kill him in one shot. The one Corrigan ripped through him pretty easily, so I was even able to hold him at 1% for almost 2 rewards. So definitely not a difficult solo at all. Just send the Corrigan in and let him do its thing. Alrighty. We're back in town. Now, the Den of Rancor, the camp I'm going to be taking you to is right near the entrance of the den, so it's a real short walk. I'm just jumping into my Mog house to get my MP back. It's just easier. I can check my D-box while I'm in here. Maybe somebody sent me money. Not yet. Alright. Okay, so now we're going out to a beastman controlled zone, so the only way to come back would actually be to use a warp cudgel, which sucks, but it is what it is. Suppose I could always try to Chocobo over to Lowlands if that's owned. It's not owned by me. That's the problem. I'm not Windy, I'm Sandy. So Sets, you coming back, man? I heard there was a little bit of a falling out. I didn't get all the details. If you don't want to talk about it, that's cool too. I did send you a DM, or I tried to, but you're no longer on my server, so I sent you a friend request. You know, I will say something in response to what I do know, and it's that I've been a community manager for going on 10 years pretty soon, and one thing that's really important is that you keep a couple of things really important. Number one, you keep your messaging consistent with the people that you sort of oversee in your community, no matter what level that is. As a community manager, it's also about keeping your officers or GMs in line as well, so that the messaging is consistent all the way from the top of the chain to the bottom. The second is that you always give people credit for the things that they do. You know, if someone has a really great idea or creates a piece of artwork for the community, or starts up a new guild, or whatever in my case, it's important that you recognize those people for the things that they do, because they do a lot of hard work. And even if it seems like something that's going on in the background and isn't a big deal for some people, it's a big deal to the person who has put the work in. And I can really understand that, because we have graphic artists in our community, and we don't pay her for the work she does, and she's pumped out about well over a dozen logos at this point. She runs our Redbubble store, designs our t-shirts, and I gotta tell you, she's also our social media manager. She's an invaluable member of our community. There's no way that I would let a day go by without me letting her know that I appreciate the work that she does, because she does it gratis. And that's really the hardest thing you can do, is give up your time as an adult to do something, you know, something that, yeah, you're passionate about. you know, whether it be art or coding or whatever. But getting recognition is important. I think it's really, really important. All right. I know that there's a Bifrons downstairs. Now, I don't know that the puck is going to last me the whole trip, but we're going to find out. If not, I'll die. No, but if not, I will try something else. It's not that huge of a deal, really. There's, you can always try to just, you know, pop out a jug pet or something and try to get the mob down in its last little bit. Although the only jug pets I have on me cap at 65, so that's a problem. I got to pick up some more fish oil broths for the tankiness. Okay, so these tomberries here, the beguiler, the slasher, these guys also drop the thing I want. So there's the Bifrons. The Bifrons are the things that I want to kill. They don't link. These ones don't link. That's good. Looks like this puck's doing pretty well. Can I cast Invis without aggroing every Bifrons in the room? That'll be a thing. I hear you. Okay. There's only 2 in here, I guess. I don't know, because I can't really see any of the other ones, but I'm going to guess that is true. I don't know when I'm going to lose this puck. It could be real soon, so... I haven't actually encountered any monk mobs. I'll have to take a peek. Well, you mean, you're talking about the pucks? I haven't really noticed them being dumbed down too much. They're actually pretty well balanced from what I remember now. I'll have to check the sea monks. Those are really the big ones that that hit pretty damn hard in retail when they were monk types. That would be something I noticed. Yes, the attack speed is definitely better. All right, so I'm gonna lose this puck most likely, and I don't want him to despawn. So I have to see. Is there any pets down here? There's only bull beggars. I don't see any pets that I can really deal with, unfortunately. Thankfully, these tormentors don't aggro. Heck, it hardly matters how fast these pucks attack, actually, because they're just really strong pets, like really strong pets. All right, so I lost that guy, as I thought I would. I really got to figure out. Where I'm going to get pets to kill the rest of the mobs down there, though. So let's just see if I can go down and find some more stuff, because, yeah, I don't know. Grabbing the pucks over here would be not so bright. If I could grab a bull beggar and familiar, that'd be great, but I've already used that ability right now, so that's not going to happen. And the tormentors are definitely too high level to keep. So if we could find another sort of cache of pucks, we might be okay. But we're going to have to run past bull beggars most likely. There's a den scorpion. That one is not going to be a good pet. I can't make a pet. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is just a dead end down here. So it may just be the case of I lose pucks to try to farm the key. Because I can't charm these bull beggars. This guy's praying. He's looking up at the sun. He's praising it. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Well, if I could familiar one, I would, but I can't. So I may have to try this a different day, which is okay with me. Unfortunately, I lost one of the only EM pucks that I had. I had 2 in that room maybe out of the 5, so it'll take another 16 minutes to convert them. It's just too long. And these are the mobs we'll actually kill, are these tormentors. But yeah, there's an EM puck there. Oh, you know what? He came right back up. He popped right back up through the floor, I guess. So that's interesting. That's a shitty invis. Thanks, game. We'll try that again. Alright, we might be able to do this if the server is going to pop the puck up through the floor. I know that's not intended behavior, but it's going to work for us, I suppose. Okay. So let's see. We want to grab tonberries without grabbing all the tonberries. The slashers are ninjas. They're a pain in the ass. I need to get the puck down here with me, though. He needs to... You really need to be down here with me, buddy. There you go. Now, I don't know how he's going to handle... getting hit by an elemental, but I guess we'll find out in a second. Okay. We can do this. Yeah, Puck doesn't even care about the, doesn't care about anyone's grudge or anything like that, so... If we're fast enough, we might be able to kill 2 of them. But that's going to depend on how fast we can pull them. Did we get that one? We got both of them. So that's a problem. Okay. So I don't know what to do now. because I'm going to lose the puck at some point. And then I'm going to have a Tonberry on me, right? I think the best I could hope for is that when I use Sick with him, that he uses Dream Flower. If I get to that point. I can't hit the slasher. There it goes. Damn, that sucked. I didn't realize I wasn't hitting him. Come on, Dream Flower, buddy. Okay. I hope I kill this thing before I lose him. Come here. Bastard. Now, hopefully he just turns around. Yeah, he did. Okay, good. Because I'm pretty sure I could finish this guy off. Yeah, cast your ninja magic. I don't care. As long as I don't get throat stabbed, I should be okay. Famous last words, right? Like, this is the part where you get throat stabbed, dude. Oh, you bastard. You freaking bastard. He knows I can't Diaga. But I can cast regular Dia. Alright, that's the last shadow. No! Don't, damn it! Alright, listen, recast for that needs to be changed. It can't be casted Utsutsuki ni twice in like 30 seconds. That's crazy. Yep, definitely gonna die. Because this thing casts Utsutsuki ni faster than 45 seconds. Mob should not be able to do that. So, right. That's actually already a reported bug on the GitHub too. It just, someone hasn't gotten around to it. There's a lot of little things like that on Eden that I've noticed. Mobs recasting spikes when they already have spikes like 30 seconds ago. The Utsutsuki ni I saw when I was fighting the cutters or whatever, or slashers, whatever they're called, in Ugalepi. A lot of little things like that. Well, I wish he did. I wish he dropped it. My mistake was trying to kill two of them with the same puck, rather than just coming back upstairs. I tried to recharm him, but he ran away out of my range before I could get it. I'm trying to get a coffer key while I'm down here. The coffer was here the other day. It's not here anymore, which sucks. It was like literally right in front of me, and I didn't take the time out then. So I should have. Let's see when the Bifrons died. When did I kill the last Bifrons? It was at 12:35 and 10:59. All right. So after this, yeah, I can just take them for a katana, really. I didn't spend a lot of time in this zone. I'm not very familiar with Den of Rancor, to be honest. let's see what kind of NMs are down here. Notorious monsters. The Asclepios mob spawns here somewhere. I remember that being somehow important. Celestide Tonberry, yep, drops the Kitsutsuki katana. That's probably the one. Yeah, Hakutaku. Jesus. And don't forget Friar Rush, he's here for Bomb Core. It was a pretty solid piece of gear for years. Yeah, it's an offhand katana, it looks like. So if we're going to be going after Bifrons, we might as well get some buffs up for that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff down here, actually. The Ugalepi necklace is down here. Is that the one people like, or was it? No, it's the pendant. Tomberry Decapitator that drops the Fudo. He spawns down here. I see a lot of people shouting to sell those, so I guess he's important. Or there's two of them, actually. Two spawns. It's not even an NM. Interesting. Is it? It says it's down here in Den, according to Wiki, but what do I know? I don't know. I have run across a lot of inaccurate information. I don't report it to Wiki. It's just like, I think drop rates really is the thing that pisses me off. People reporting drop rates with a very, very small sample size, and I presume it's because one person or two people reported it rather than like thousands, so things are not accurate. But I'll tell you right now that whatever freaking subligar I needed to get, the Okifias subligar said it was like a 28% drop rate, and it was not. I went 1 in 13 on the subligar that I needed for the gaudy harness. It was not a good time. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, the iBar plugin. I'm not going to say that it's 100% accurate either, but there have been some mobs in Eden that I saw that weren't aggro, that might have supposed to have been aggro. But iBar is definitely wrong. I've noticed it only at these higher levels. It says that the bark tarantulas in Boyata are like 72 to 75. Other ones at 74 to 77. They're not either of those. They're 75 to 79. I soloed the Beastmaster 6 times using a Dynamite. Then I just went with friends because it was just you can get 2 kills out of a familiar Dynamite if you get an IT Dynamite. Grabbing a slime is harder because the slime is surrounded by Fomors in the tunnel nearby. So I wasn't able to use the slime, unfortunately. I would have preferred to. But and that's going to vary a little bit because you know what, you'll get 2 kills because the familiar on the IT Dynamites down there, it lasts 27-28 minutes. So if you kill one like within the first 3 or 4 minutes of doing that, because you got to wait for the Fomors to kind of like shuffle around the room and get a good pull. You also have to avoid the bats in that room. There's 2 hell bats, and they link with his bat pet. I learned that the hard way the first time. And no matter what level it spawns at, whether it's 31 or 38, you can, or 41 or 48, you can solo it with the Dynamite. And then just have the Dynamite stay to heal up, and then pull the second one when it respawns. After that, the Dynamite will try to eat your face. So you only get 2 shots at it. But 2 shots every 2 hours isn't bad for the harness. It's such a game changer, like in the conquest areas, you know, not having a rest all the time. It's pretty huge. Alright, we're not going to worry about all the extra MP here because we don't need it. Goal's going to be to grab that puck over there. And yes, the bombs should be back up. So as long as this puck decides he wants to play nice, we're going to get invis on, and we're going to try to run down as fast as we can to the Bifrons, because the Bifrons are the easiest ones to kill. And I can kill 2 Bifrons with the puck, I think. I'm pretty sure I can kill 2 Bifrons. I did it before, but one of them self-destructed early, so I don't know. I kind of removed a lot of the Charm Plus from my gear set, so I'm only running plus 65% time rather than I could have plus 85%, but then I might not charm these pucks because they kind of are a pain in the ass to charm, which is one reason why I'm not showing you this camp, because it is a huge pain in the ass between the pets and these tormentors, and like when you get 2 that are close like this, they'll link. Then you got to use leave and recharm your pet, and you know, recharming the puck sometimes fails, and then you've got a puck and you've got a lizard on you, and it's just well, if whatever the definition of fun is, it's the opposite of that. Let's put it that way. I gotta get this back up. Alright, these pucks tear through these Bifrons real good. I wonder if like the Tomberries ever get like a kink in their arm from holding the lantern up all the time. You know? This is a stupid thing, but just always wondered that. That katana's like a sword on him. It's not going through this thing fast enough. Now it's self-destructing. Okay. And my puck cares not. He's still at 86%. But now that that Bifrons is dead, we have a little more room to work with here. In fact, I don't really care about resting in the room because, I mean, I've got Stone Skin up. What's the worst that could happen? These monk mobs, they feed them a lot of TP, so the self-destructs happen pretty quick. He hit the puck for 0? Really? How'd that happen? I wonder if that's a text bug. I could fight, but eh. Maybe I should. I feel like this puck is like taking forever. I've meleeed bombs before. It's not a big deal. Heck, the Snolls and Garen, you can just might as well just freaking melee them because they have like 6 weapon skills. Oh, there's the puck. Oh, he uncharmed. Oh, okay. Well, the nice thing about it is I know I can recharm him in this room. He's getting stuck. That's fine with me. But that works out because now I can use him Again. You can use them to kill the slasher that's in here. Assuming the slasher stops walking towards the other slasher. You bastard. Yep, he's definitely going to see him, so... Of course, that would be my luck, right? I mean... There he goes. Yeah, come all the way in here, buddy. Yeah, cast Kuriyami on me, that's fine. I want you to come over here, though. Because I'm about to get rid of all those shadows. Eat that, sucker. How you like me now, Diaga? You know, I haven't seen the coffer key, so, or the coffer itself, so I feel like it's just going to be a huge problem trying to find that thing. Did he get interrupted? He did. Okay, good. Because I definitely don't want you to cast that. I love how ninja mobs try to range attack you. It's like, it's like, okay. Sure. That's funny. That's cute. There's a ninja testimony. Hooray. Let's see if we can get one Tonberry. Can we get him? Yep. Alright, we gotta kill this one faster than the last one. Because we're running out of time on a charm. Uh-oh. Does throat stab work like that on mobs? Yes, it does. Yeah, but even with 25% HP, I know he's gonna win. It's just... Oh, I really didn't want to do that. Damn it. I might lose this puck. Which isn't good, because this thing is lower level, or higher HP than it was the last time I fought it. So, hopefully he takes it down to like 5% before he uncharms. Oh boy. Got two of those, huh? Okay, he wants to try to kill me. If I use leave, does he go upstairs? No, he doesn't. He comes after me. Okay. Alrighty. Well, we've tried. We've tried killing two of these things so far. And we're going to lose all our EM pets. I know we've got one more in that room up there. He's a danger pull. But we're going to do it. We are going to do it. swap me here. All right. Let's do a couple of things before we go up there. Let's get buffs up. By the time we charm that guy, there should be enough MP to cast Invis. Alright, let's find out where the puck is in the room. There he is. He's right there by the entrance. All the other pucks are tough in here. But if we try to pull him, we'll get all these guys. Yep. This is why I don't like this camp. It's beautiful that you have a whole room of 5 pets to pull from either of these tunnels and stuff. But the amount of work it takes is just way too much. Also, some of these lizards are 79. Level 79. So they are VTDU, and they are hardcore VTDU. Yep, I'll get all 4 of them right now if I do this and fail. In fact, the other day, I grabbed one out of the room, and it brought none of them from the room. All right, I got it so that it missed charm, but it only came running after me. And as I was running across this little bridge over here, it ducked down into the bottom floor, and there's pucks under there, and they all came up through the floor and tried to eat my face. Luckily, I got to the zone, which is just around the corner. Yeah, it's gonna be a risky pull at some point. You know, it's just about minimizing the chaos, I guess. It's not chaos minimized at all. That's just worse. That's kind of minimized. All right, we got him. We could have dealt with one aggro. I would have just killed it, honestly. All right, let's get downstairs. Let's kill those 2 tomberries. One of them is a summoner, so it'll die real fast. The other one is a ninja. That one will take a bit longer. But we should have the time to do it and come back, so... First time I came in here, I didn't realize those bull beggars aggroed to sight because I didn't look at their eye bar, and I regretted that. I was very frustrated trying to find a camp at these levels. I still am, because I'm thoroughly unhappy with the camps that are actually here in existence. Alright, we're just going to fight it here. It's not a big deal. We don't have time to be moving mobs around. We won't have to move the other tomberry at least. We'll just fight it in the room. You know, this game has a weird sort of dichotomous relationship with summoner mobs. They're either a complete joke to kill like these, or they completely own your face. Because they astral flow. Yeah, Puck doesn't care about everyone's grudge. Good. Do you want to drop a key? Nope. Alrighty. Don't scream. That's not going to help. Fine, scream. Well, Puck does have a Tomberry kill now. It doesn't register on mobs, though, so it doesn't matter. But I just thought that was kind of funny, that it tries to everyone's grudge the mob. So I'm 3 for 3 on ninja testimonies, guys. Isn't that helpful? That's so great. So one of a few things is going to happen here. The Puck is going to try to attack me in the middle of the bull beggars and remove my invisible, which will lead to my death. Or we'll make it back up to the top of camp without any problems. Let's see what happens. Looks like we're going to make it. And the Puck is going to make it too. I think he's close enough to his home here that he will try to run back to his home. Alright, nope. He tried to aggro me because he's a bad boy. Go back to your home, buddy. It's safe over here. Kind of. Well, we didn't get a coffer key. We didn't make much XP tonight. It's probably the most fail stream I've ever done. But I guess sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles, huh? Let's see if I can find the treasure coffer while I'm sort of running around in this area. Waiting for things to respawn anyway. Yeah, there's nothing much to see here. You gotta like drop down to sort of get to the next level of things. One minute on Viz, jeez. Well, could be anywhere between 1 and 2 minutes, I suppose. Let's see what's going on down here. Yeah, there's more Pucks and Tormentors. I actually have no idea where I am. I'm just, I really don't. I'm like lost in this maze because I didn't spend any time here. I never even think I got the map for this area in retail, so I have no idea what's even in the Den of Rancor. I'm just kind of tabbing around for the treasure coffer because I could go look at a map and try to figure out roughly what my location is. I'm at F8. But I feel like that would be a huge waste of my time because orienting myself to this zone is not something I really care to do right now. Scorpions. Let's see, which way didn't I go? Let's go this way. Just getting lost. Doesn't really matter because either way I'm going to have to use a warp scroll to get out of this place at some point. I'm going to need to sneak soon. Oh, there's a ramp that goes up there. That's nice. And a little area here where I can presumably fight things. Seem to be getting really crappy sneaks tonight. So there's just a number of intersections with these pucks. They like to hang out near the lanterns here. I see what's going on. And if there was a better camp to do the lizards, I would, but I don't know that there is. There just seems to be a lot of, you know, these 3-4 lizards in a bunch kind of thing, which is like, okay, you know, it's like everywhere else. Well, I'll try to make my way back to that ramp, I suppose. I think this is where I fell. Yeah, it looks like it's about where I fell before. So let's get a sneak up. And then an invis, because that bull beggars are like right there. Oh wow, we got good buffs this time. See, all you need to do is complain, and then you get good buffs. That puck seems just out of sorts being there. Let's see where that ramp was. I think it was this way. I may have gotten turned around at some point, so I really don't know. Yeah, there it is. I think all these dump you out into the puck room. I think. I don't remember exactly. But there certainly are a lot of tormentors here. Lots of tormentors. Lots of XP to be made here. They weren't so high level. Now, if they were 74 to 78, that might be a little better, but they're not. All right, where does this put me exactly? Yeah, it puts you over the puck room, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, cool. And then that's the way to Ugalepi. This guy's a tough. I really can't do anything with him, so I'll just convert him. I don't think we're going to be here long to see him respawn, but whatever. I will admit, I've been experiencing Beastmaster fatigue. I feel like I've gotten to a point where I'm like, oh, I've leveled so damn much. It's just time to be level 75 already. And that's coming. It's coming. It's almost there. It just does wear you down a little bit to, you know, always be on your own and taking care of this stuff all by yourself. Let us switch to a warp cudgel. We need to buy some more warp cudgels pretty soon because we are running out of charges. But I know we had a lot of people here earlier, and some have left, and that's cool. Just because you stopped by, I appreciate that. No big deal if you leave. You're definitely not required to watch just me. There are a lot of great streams here on Twitch and YouTube Gaming, so yeah, that's super awesome that you even gave me 1 minute of your life to watch me play this dumb old game, and I appreciate you for that. All right, we're going to warp back home, and I think we're going to call it right there. It's been a really fun night. For what it's worth, we didn't make a ton of XP. But that's okay. It's sometimes not about just making XP, you know, it is about having fun or interacting with people and, you know, setting goals for yourself and things like that. And I feel like we've accomplished all of that in the months that we've been actually playing the game. So I really don't have any regrets about any of that stuff. It's been a hell of a ride. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do after I get to B75, though, because I know I'm not going to keep streaming that stuff. I might do some duo camps with some friends. We will have to see how it goes. In the meantime, I'm going to probably log out, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks again for stopping by.